Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Goblin Inc. I'm your titular goblin, or not even necessarily Goblin Inc. today. I forgot. We're doing a Viewz. Welcome back to Goblin Viewz, or Goblinz Viewz. I'm your titular goblin, and today I am joined by my co-host, Akasha.
Hello, fellas.
And today we are doing a review of One Piece.
Yeah.
One Piece specifically. He opened the door again.
What? Fucker.
I know. Just move the clothes,
What do you mean move the clothes?
like off the door frame. Because obviously that's how we can open it. We're still dealing with the aftermath of my laundromat misery, but we both hope very much that you are doing well today. I am doing well. Akasha, assumedly, is doing well. She just woke up not too long ago. So graciously so we could do this. Okay. She's now back. She can tell you how she's doing.
I'm a little croaky, like a frog, but I'm okay.
Well, that's good. I guess there's nothing left to do but get into our first review back, right?
Yes.
All right. So, as I stated before, we will only be reviewing the first arc of One Piece, known as Romance Dawn.
Yeah, I hope you didn't think we were going to review the whole thing.
That'd be miserable
That would be a slog.
to do. But we are just going. It's like the first 9 chapters or something.
Yeah.
So we will just be doing the first 9 chapters of of the manga. And to start, David, what? You're right. He does this for me when I'm regularly streaming, but he specifically does it when we are streaming.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't even remember how to do this. Do we start with our general thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. General thoughts time before we get into the meat and potatoes of the story. I guess we should start with do you like One Piece? Because I am notoriously known for liking One Piece. So I guess the question is, have you been enjoying it so far based on what we've read? Well, I mean, we've read farther than this, but I guess going off of the first
Going
arc.
off of Romance Dawn?
Yes.
Going off of just Romance Dawn, it's like fine.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know, it's pretty typical, and like I like the characters the most out of anything. I think Luffy is very fun. I think Shanks is very hot. I think Zoro is very fun. I think Kobe's really cute. But there's nothing like remarkable about the story so far to me.
Okay. And I think that's fair because it's like the most basic of things right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's only the first 9 of thousands plus chapters. So obviously they're not going to offload you with every single thing. And I think that's not part of the detriment, but just part of the why people think One Piece is very weak at the beginning is because it's just Luffy and Zoro for a hot minute. I mean, like, Nami gets there pretty quick, but I think that everything, like, boosts up when it's a big majority of them all together.
Well, yeah, because I think the heart of it, at least, like, going beyond Romance Dawn, is the characters. But yeah, no, I just, so far, I don't see, in my point of view, how there's anything very interesting or new or different about the plot itself.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Just a generic pirate treasure plot so far. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But obviously I love it. I like this arc. I don't love it. I will agree that it's not like it is very basic set dressing. I do like the character interactions, like you said, and but I like I like Shanks a lot.
Yeah.
Oda really has a good thing of he has these characters who aren't in it as much as you'd like them to be, but they're some of the best characters.
Yeah.
And
Can I interrupt for a moment?
yes, what's up?
So I don't know if like anybody is watching right now or whatever, but if anybody,
Some people who, I mean, One Piece is so huge. Someone that's gonna see this has assumedly probably seen at least a little bit of it.
yeah. Well, if anybody's seeing this live, or if anybody's seeing it on the YouTube and they have a comment to put out there, I was gonna say, so this is like a very different thing because Brant's not playing a video game in the background, and we've never done it like this. And I was kind of thinking of, in preparation, making funny little PowerPoints to put on the screen while we do the review. So if anybody thinks that's a good idea or would like to see something different, please say so.
Yeah, we're still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like I've been streaming for like a year and a half, and I'm still figuring this shit out.
But I think funny little PowerPoints would be cool.
Nasty is here, and Nasty is raising their hand, saying they like that idea. I think
Okay.
either that or it's a wave.
Okay.
But either way, hello, Nasty.
Hello.
But yeah, I don't know. I could probably do that. Put a little. We could even just do something where we make like 5 little meme images and they just cycle through those,
Or something like that.
and then they like ever build,
Yeah.
so we can have more each episode or something like that. Yeah, that is a clever idea because I don't know. Stationary images sometimes work,
Yeah.
and that's what we're using for this episode at least, until we figure it out. But
Yep. All right. Would we like to get into the meat and potatoes?
of Romance Dawn, yes,
Yeah.
I would very much like to. Before we say anything, I just want to say Romance. This is like one of the only notes I have for Romance Dawn, and I think it's one of the most important notes that the title Romance Dawn is one of the best titles that anything has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's a great goddamn title. That's it's not a big thing, but I like it a lot. And if you do not remember us going into the talking about it, we will now be talking about spoilers within the arc. So beware.
Beware if you don't want the One Piece spoiled. Because I already know what it is, so.
The One Piece?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm just saying, I already know what it is.
Yeah, what is it?
I can't tell you. I can't tell the audience.
Uh-huh.
Okay, anyhow.
Okay.
Moving on.
Oh, is it the thing that I also agree it is?
Oh, I was just making up bullshit.
No, but our joke, well, joke / realistic answer of what we think the One Piece is that it's friendship.
It's 100% friendship.
And it's not going to be like a real treasure. It's going to be your crew and your love for piracy.
Yes.
But anyway, so we start our story with the biggest execution of all time. Gold Roger, the most notorious pirate of all time, gets his head chopped off.
Mm-hmm. And by biggest execution, we mean he was a very large man, about 20 feet tall.
Yeah. But yeah, he's the most notorious pirate. So he's getting his head cut off, and what does he say, Akasha? What?
He says, "Boy, done a lot in my day, and now I hid the One Piece for you to find, and then you will become king of the pirates."
Yeah, so he hid his most valuable treasure called the One Piece, and now he has declared that someone who finds it will become the next greatest pirate.
Yeah, king of pirates.
King of pirates. And it begins the age of piracy. For this land. I don't know what the name of like the world that they live in is called in this story.
It's called One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece world.
Yeah. It's called Traverse Town.
Every time you open the book, the little doo 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 doo. Fucking that tune gets stuck in your head so goddamn much.
I'm sure the One Piece Kingdom Hearts crossover audience is pretty big, so
That would obviously that just couldn't happen though.
what do you mean?
Like them crossing over.
No, I'm saying the audience that likes One Piece
And Kingdom
Hearts, yeah.
Probably because friendship.
They're pretty similar.
Yeah, I mean I love them. So, but then we flash forward 10 years after the announcement of the One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
And we are then on an island. I don't remember what I don't think that matters. But we meet Luffy, a 10-year-old Luffy, and he is stabbing his eye out to prove to a bunch of pirates that he's tough, or the underneath of his eye at least.
Yeah.
Why he does this? To prove that he's strong? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more you could do besides stabbing yourself. But
once stupid, always stupid.
Damn, dude.
Luffy's fucking dumb.
But he has a good heart.
He does, and that's fine. Himbo.
But we meet Shanks, which is the pirate captain of this crew that he's trying to impress, and they've been stationed on his island for about a year now at this point. So they have like a relationship where Luffy constantly is harassing them to let him in their group, but because he's a child, they won't let him. Do you want to pick it up at all? Do you have anything?
Well, so then they're at this bar where Luffy's doing this dumbass thing, and this dude comes in.
Haguma the bear.
Yeah, they call him a mountain bandit, and he just comes in and he bees a jerk, and that's not proper English, but he bees a jerk, and he's just like, lol, I'm gonna do whatever I want because I'm a mountain pirate, and then he kind of he doesn't get in a fight with Shanks.
No, he humiliates
he just humiliates Shanks by like smashing alcohol on his head, and Shanks is just like, I don't care because it's not a fight worth picking. And then Luffy goes, what are you, some sort of little weakling? Why wouldn't you fight back? And he's all humiliated, like Shanks is his papa or something. But yeah, so he's mad at Shanks because he wouldn't stand up.
I also want to say that I apologize. This one is going to be a little weird because I don't have many notes for this because I didn't start taking handwritten notes for this. So I'm just more going off of what actually happens than my like actual thoughts. From arcs outwards, I'm going to have a lot more like what I thought in the moment in my actual head instead of just being like, oh, and then this happened. And I mean, I can riff off of how I feel about certain moments still.
Yeah.
But I know this is a review specifically of the manga, but I just want to bring up the anime. I really like the guy who does Haguma the bear in the anime because I really like his laugh.
I can't even remember.
You can't remember? He's got like a weird like old man laugh. It's not even an old man laugh. I don't know how to describe it, but I like it. But yeah, Haguma leaves, and the pirates are all there laughing it off. But Luffy's like, "Oh, MG, you guys are pussies," and gets all pissy with them. This leads to Shanks grabbing Luffy by the arm as he's trying to walk away, and as he walks away, his arm stretches, and everybody pogs.
Yeah.
And they go, "Luffy, did you eat the gum fruit?" And he goes, "Nuh-uh." He goes, what even is that?" And this is where we learn about devil fruits, which is the main power force in this, I guess. Is that what you would call it? The power force? This is how people get powers.
Yeah.
So basically the not gum fruits, the devil fruits. Gum is the one that Luffy eats, which makes him stretchy. But devil fruits give you powers, random powers. You don't know what power you're gonna get really most of the time until you eat it. Because it's like even Shanks' pirates, they knew it was called the Gum Gum fruit, but who the fuck knows what that means until you actually try it? Like, they could have turned into a piece of gum for all they know. But it renders the eater, what's the term? You can't swim.
Yeah, you can't swim.
I was looking for an actual term for that, but I guess it's just you can't swim. So now, Luffy he's excited. He's excited because he's not excited about the fact he can't swim, and that pisses him off at first. But now he learns that he can become. I just kicked the mic by accident. He learns that he can fight even better now because he has a stretchy arm and stuff. And what is how do you feel about devil fruits in comparison to other anime, like shonen anime power conventions, such as your Dragon Ball Kai energy blasts and shit, and like I don't know, even like
Naruto ninja skills.
Yeah, Naruto fucking Shadow Jutsu and
Chainsaw Man
with their devil powers.
Yeah, with their devil
powers in this are kind of very similar, except with devil powers they're a lot more extreme and violent.
Yeah. I'll have to know more about like how they actually work, because it's another shonen thing, which I have this complaint about a lot of shonen, so nobody shit on me. But it's another shonen thing where it's like it's something you put out there where you can literally the author can do anything they want with it. Anyone can have any powers they want at any time, and it can have any sort of like configuration except for the simple rule that the person can't swim anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
yeah, I understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, so it just is one of those things.
You wish there was like a little bit more ground rules of like what these things can actually do.
Yeah,
but that's supposed to be like
what they even are.
That's supposed to be like the mystery of them, though. Right?
I understand, and if
I
get more answers, I'm not like criticizing them right now.
You're saying if you don't get that though, it's going to be to the detriment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously it's supposed to be a mystery.
But I'm saying just what if there is no explanation where it's just supposed to be their mysterious fruits? I mean, there's got to be, because there's so much talk about how mysterious and shit they are, but
if there's no explanation, I'll be upset.
Fair enough. All right. So after that, the pirate crew leaves, and goes on another, like, they're just scouting around the area, I guess. They never explain what the fuck they're doing there, really, but plundering and looting. And Luffy's back at the bar. He's drinking some milk, being a stretchy boy, and then Haguma, the bear, returns to the bar looking for ale, because that's what he was looking for initially. And the pirates drank it all, but now he wants more. And he makes a comment about Shanks, about how much of a wuss he was. And that pisses Luffy off and leads Haguma to starting a fight with a 10-year-old.
Yeah, what a big man.
Yeah, it makes him look fucking cool as shit. But they get into an altercation, and Hakuma's gonna kill him, and the mayor, I can't remember what the mayor's name is, but the mayor's funny. I like him, and his weird little bucket hat.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, please, I'll do anything, please, don't kill the 10-year-old. And Hakuma's like, no, he embarrassed me. And then all of a sudden Shanks appears out of nowhere, because he's like, no one, and Oda does that thing where he frames him so cool. He's like, no one was there to greet me at the port.
No one fucks with my friends.
Yeah, and then Shanks and his crew takes out everyone except for Haguma, who escapes with Luffy out to the sea where he drops him in the ocean. But
and then a giant snake appears.
yeah, a giant. I think it's an eel.
It is an eel. I literally wrote eel in my notes.
So you're just fucking with the audience.
Yeah.
You're just telling them false information. Yeah, and the giant eel eats Haguma, I think, right? Yeah, I'm
that's
pretty sure.
what's suggested.
Yeah, and is about to eat Luffy when who appears?
Shanks.
What happens?
He gets his arm bitted off by the eel.
The arm does bit off his ear.
And he saves Luffy.
He saves Luffy.
And I wrote, what chance does Shanks have if he can't even fight an eel?
Well, he scares the eel off, remember?
No, I know.
He looks at it and the eel gets scared.
I know, but I'm saying, like, to get the One Piece, he lost his arm to a fucking eel. How is he gonna get the One Piece?
I don't know. Maybe he's just... We'll have to see. Sorry, trying to keep up in the notes here. But then we have...
Then we flash forward.
No. Not yet. We don't flash forward yet. we gotta do the final goodbye with Shanks and Luffy, because that's important.
Okay.
So after this, Shanks lost his arm. Him and his crew decides that they're gonna leave, and they're gonna go to the Grand Line, which will be discussed a lot more heavily later. It's just a body of water, but it's an important body of water. But he's leaving, and he gives to Luffy his iconic Ray-Bans.
One Piece.
He gives him his iconic straw hat.
Uh-huh.
And I love that moment. That's one of my favorite moments, and that's why it's the picture, because I really like that. I like the emotional, because like you said, the characters really are, and I do agree with that sentiment that the characters are the best part of this at any given point. And that moment between the two of them is very beautiful, I think.
Yeah, it's like he's his papa.
He is like his papa.
Maybe he is his papa.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I was complaining about this. I'll complain about a few other details because we're reviewing a manga, so the art matters. But I was complaining about the fact that a lot of characters have the exact same face. And Shanks and Luffy pretty much have the same face. And I don't know if that's intentional or if it's not intentional because of the amount of characters who have the same fucking face.
I really just think it was Oda trying to get into the groove, because you got to think this is the only first 9 chapters.
Yeah.
It's like art styles constantly change until you get to that point where it's like the consistent art style. Like I always think about The Walking Dead when I think of art styles. That goddamn book went through 3 different art styles before it finally got to the one that it was consistent with. Mm-hmm. So, and that was over the course of like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, now we have the flash forward. And do you want to start with the flash forward?
Luffy is big and strong. He punches the eel. And then he says, I'ma go get the One Piece dough. And he does it. And now he has the One Piece.
And that's the end of the book. If that is how, like, obviously, if it ends with him getting the One Piece, which it probably will, but could you imagine someone, like, explaining it, being like, yeah, it's over 1,000 episodes long, and it's about a kid who just leaves and gets the thing he wants. But yeah, he leaves his village. He takes a boat out, punches the eel.
I'm gonna go get a root beer too. You keep going.
Yeah, go right ahead. And then he ends up getting sucked in by a whirlpool because he can't navigate. Is it a whirlpool? Cesspool?
It is a whirlpool. I said a wormhole.
Oh, a wormhole. I thought you were making fun of me. I thought I said it wrong.
No.
But no, he You fucking kidding me, dude? Is that the freezer one?
It's the forbidden root beer.
Wasn't good?
No. Well, it's like chunked with ice.
Well, throw it away then. No one's gonna drink that.
Well, no, it's gonna melt. I'll drink it.
Okay. I'm a fucker? What? Because I forgot. Okay. Listen, don't tell me, audience, you've never put something in the freezer for later and then not...
I've never done that.
You've never forgotten something in the freezer?
No. I don't put things in the freezer.
To get it really cold? Damn, dude. Okay.
This has nothing to do with One Piece.
Anyway, well, you know, sometimes people are here for my witty banter too, okay? My fucking epic banter, and you're ruining it. Oh yeah, he gets sucked into a wormhole.
Yeah.
A whirlpool. And he ends up in a barrel, or he stuffs himself in a barrel, and where does that barrel end up?
On the ship of the lady Captain Alvida, who is funny.
What's so funny about her?
She's ugly.
OMG.
I fucking hate this part.
Yeah, I will say it is one of those like anime conventions where it's like fat, ugly lady, funny.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
But
and her whole gimmick is that she thinks she's the most beautiful, and it's like, oh my god, why would she think that? She fat and ugly.
Yeah. But anyhow, the crew of Alvida's ship finds the barrel with Luffy in it.
They at first think it's beer.
Yeah, they think it's beer, and then it bursts out Luffy when Alvida shows up to be like, You fellas stealing that beer from me? And Luffy bursts out because it's not beer.
If you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
But Luffy then meets Kobe, who is not her first mate, but he's like
Cabin boy.
Yeah, her cabin boy. That's the term. God, I should not have drank a root beer. It's making me burp so much. And I'm ruining this interview. Or this review. I don't even know where we are right now. But, you said you like Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe's really cute.
What do you like about Kobe?
He's cute.
Yeah, you've said that.
He's got pink hair.
Yeah.
I like...
But you wouldn't know that if you were reading the manga.
No, I know. I like how he's, like, super nervous, but in the end... Even though he's nervous, he still gets what he wants.
Yeah, and he's also just a good friend. I like Kobe a lot too. I think
and they don't like make weird jokes about him like being weak. I don't know. I feel like manga in this era would be like, "What? Are you kind of like a woman, Kobe?"
Really?
Yeah.
Not like I'm saying like, oh. Manga in the time. I'm just saying this. I guess I never would have. Even when I was reading it the first time, I just never thought, oh, this is gonna be one of those ones. But to be fair, you have watched. I mean, I've watched a lot of anime and stuff, but you've watched obviously more than I have.
Yeah.
So that's fair, more fair for you to make.
I watched Higurashi, so I'm kind of like a fucking dedicated, deep, dark anime fan, bro.
I'm like actually shaking in your presence. But basically, the whole Alvida part is kind of just a waste other than you meet Kobe. Because Luffy just punches her and immediately gets off the boat.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot there. I feel like you said, Lady Alvida just feels like she's there just to be like funny, and then that's it.
And with something like that, I'm just like, I want to skip over the details.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's what I agree. That's why I'm saying, I'm just putting out there that's why we're doing that, because there's not a whole lot to say. Let's see. Oh, so then after floating around for a bit more, Kobe well, Kobe goes with Luffy as they leave, because he wants to be in the Navy or the Marines.
Navy.
Is it the Navy?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't say Marines on their outfit.
Navy Marines.
Navy, Army, veteran Marines. But yeah, so they go to the naval base. Oh no, it is the Navy because it's the naval base. You were right. No, it is the Marines. I was right.
What? Okay.
That's so weird because it is called the naval base, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And there we learn that it's controlled by Captain Axehand Morgan, which is the villain of this arc.
Mm-hmm.
He has a son. How do you pronounce it? Hemplo? Helmeppo. That's actually a lot better of a pronunciation. Helmeppo. And Helmeppo is a little pussy bitch who suckles on daddy's teat and gets shit from no one. But everybody on this island is scared of him. Like, all the regular civilians are scared of Axehand Morgan. I think more so than the actual criminal that they are keeping on the island, and that is Roronoa Zoro, or as the manga likes to call him, Zolo, which pisses me off. All these characters, boom, boom, boom. What do you think of them? Axehand. What do you think of the first actual villain that, like, I don't count Alvita as the first actual villain.
Yeah.
She gets defeated so fast, so.
Well, I wanted to say something.
Oh, what's up?
I think the setup of the Zoro dynamic here is, like, not very good. I complained to you about this and you protested immensely, but it seems like there was an attempt to make it seem like Zoro is, like, really scary and, like, there's a reason he's, like, strapped up on the gallows or whatever. Not actually gallows. He's not hanging by his neck.
But he's like mounted on a cross.
Yeah, he's
like legitimately.
Crucified.
Well, he's not crucified, but
like Jesus Christ. But yeah, they make him seem all scary. And right off the bat, you know, like, this dude ain't fucking scary. Like, I get it. He has the swords and he's scary to his enemies, but there's supposed to be something communicated to the audience, like some sort of discordant nature about him. But immediately the audience is just like, no, this dude's gonna be a cool ass guy. And
because he takes the little girl's rice ball? Is that why?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and explain that scene then, because that's the first scene with Zoro. So, basically, Kobe's like, oh yeah, this is here. And then Luffy immediately says, oh, this pirate hunter, he's going to be a part of my crew. So they go to where he's being, quote unquote, crucified.
Yeah. And there's, like, a little girl there. And she, like, made him some shitty ass rice balls with, like, sugar instead of salt. And so they get fucking tossed on the ground by Helmeppo because he's being a goddamn jerk. And he's like, you can't feed the prisoner.
No. Remember, he's like, oh, you made those for me? And then he tries them and he's like, oh my god, they're made with sugar. These taste like shit. And then he stomps them right in front of her face.
Yeah. So he stomps them into the ground. And then she leaves, and then Zoro is like, Luffy, feed me.
and so Luffy feeds him the dirty rice balls.
Yeah, off of the floor. and Zoro's like, I'll enjoy every bite, because that little girl made them for me, though.
Well, I guess I don't remember this conversation very well, because what was I protesting? Because you're right on this.
Well, you were saying, like, you were just saying, no, the audience isn't supposed to think that, like, he's scary or intimidating at first. And I was like, But the story literally says that. Like,
But
everybody at the bar.
the reason I say that it doesn't do that is because of exactly what you just said. Because the first they portray him for the few lines of dialogue, but immediately Kobe and Luffy go see him do that.
Then why do that?
I don't know.
Why convey to the audience one thing?
Well, because the world would think he's scary in that universe.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just like, it just feels like there's a setup with like no resolution.
Plus, like, think about it in real life. If some dude ran at you with a katana in his mouth and 2 katanas in his hands, you'd be fucking scared, okay?
Yeah, I wouldn't be finding myself in that situation, so.
I would just pull out my gun.
Yeah.
My big wacky Joker gun.
Which notoriously has never worked in any of these stories, but whatever.
But, so Zoro's tied up because he made a deal with Helmeppo, because he's a pirate hunter. Or he's like a wanted, or no, he's not even wanted. He's wanted because he pissed off, or he punched Helmeppo because Helmeppo made fun of that little girl before. Mm-hmm. And the deal is that if he can survive 30 days without food, he will get to leave.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why the little girl brought him food. But so Luffy talks to him and he's like, join my crew. And he says no. And then he's like, wait, you're a swordsman. If I go get you your swords, you'll join my crew. And then he leaves without Zoro answering, because when Luffy decides someone joins his crew, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, you're a hostage.
Yeah, you get Stockholm syndrome from Luffy.
Yeah, basically.
So Luffy finds, I can't remember exactly what order this happens, but not Helmeppo. Kobe figures out that Helmeppo is lying and that he plans on executing Zoro tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And then Luffy, when does the part with the statue come up? Oh, because he's looking around for the swords and there's no one around the naval base.
Yeah.
Because they're resurrecting a huge fucking statue of Captain Axehand Morgan.
Resurrecting,
Erecting. They are also resurrecting.
Okay.
But we never went back to my original plot point. Captain Axehand Morgan and Helmeppo and Zoro as characters, how do you like them?
Morgan, okay.
Explain Morgan. So he's big man with an axe hand.
Yeah.
Hence the axe hand.
Yeah.
Part of his name.
Yeah, he's got like a big axe that's like somehow woven into his flesh, which I don't understand. But he's like a gruff dude who has this pathetic son who's Helmeppo.
Do you like the bit where he finally tells him off?
Yeah.
Helmeppo, and he's like, I am the great one.
Yeah. But Morgan is also like really pathetic because he is just all about icon worship, the icon being himself.
Yeah, hence why they're erecting a huge fucking statue of him.
Yeah, and also like rank in the Navy or whatever the fuck is like the most important thing to him. He literally said rank means everything. And I was like, okay, rank means everything, but all you're in charge of is one garrison on an island in the whole fucking Navy. Like, you are a pathetic man.
Yeah.
You're not in charge of anything, ostensibly.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. But so they're erecting this statue, and Luffy's like, "Oh, let me launch up there and see what's going on." So he launches up with his fucking rubber powers, and he lassos onto the statue and completely, like, I can't remember, is it the head?
Topples it.
Does he topple the whole thing?
Yeah.
I thought just a piece of it breaks off, but no.
I'm pretty sure it topples.
But he breaks it, so that makes Captain Axehand Morgan hate him.
Yeah, and it was T-posing.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that I did write down. That's one of my only other notes is that It says Captain Morgan's statue sucks. It
Yeah.
does. It really does suck.
It was T-posing.
Yeah. One thing we missed is there's a bit where Luffy punches Helmeppo in the face. I think he also learns that Zoro's going to be executed at the same time Kobe does, and then punches him. Because then Helmeppo goes to complain to his dad, and that's when he tells him, like, to fuck off.
Yeah.
But Helmeppo's like, Dad, this is what I told you this would happen.
Daddy.
And and Luffy kidnaps Helmeppo to find Zoro's swords because they're in Helmeppo's room. What are you dancing about?
Nothing. I wasn't dancing.
Okay, just because there's no camera doesn't mean I can't see what you're doing. But
Fucking Helmeppo.
Luffy gets his swords and brings his swords to Zoro. In the meantime, Kobe is trying to convince Zoro that Helmeppo's going to go back on his promise. And then a bunch of guards with Captain Axehand Morgan start aiming guns at Zoro and Kobe when Luffy jumps down and reflects the bullets. So I wanted to talk about something.
Oh god, are we going to talk about what I think we're going to talk about?
What are the lengths of Luffy's powers? How do they work?
That's what I was asking.
I know. Is that what you thought this conversation was going to be?
No.
What?
I thought it was going to be about Zoro's backstory.
Oh, no. Well, that's... that's in a second.
Yeah.
We can talk about that, obviously. But, so he can deflect bullets, which, if you think about it, the action of firing a bullet out of a gun is a faster action and a more powerful action than someone swinging a sword, I would say.
Yes, every time.
So, why can he deflect bullets, but he can't deflect getting cut by a sword? Is it because it's sharp? Like, a bullet has a pointed end.
Reasons? We should ask that to Oda, and I can't wait to get an answer back that's like, reasons?
He's like, you're thinking about it way too hard, buddy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
You're not
since
supposed to think about it.
we can talk about what you wanted to talk about now. So,
Okay.
in the moments before his assumed death, before Luffy deflects the bullets, Zoro has his flashback, and this is his tragic past, which Akasha thinks is stupid. I don't think it's great either, but I don't think it's like as ridiculous as you seem to think it is. So you can describe it, you can explain it, and then I'll give my reasonings for why I don't think it's as stupid as. But don't fucking go into over detail where you make it seem stupid.
Okay, so Zoro's backstory is that he was a little boy, and that's it. I don't know why Brant thinks it's anything that special, but no. So Zoro is a little boy training in sword fighting, and his master has a daughter, and the daughter is like the best one there at sword fighting, and she's way better than everyone. She always beats Zoro. And then she gets real upset one day because she beat Zoro, and Zoro's like throwing a fucking hissy fit over it because he's being a sore loser. And she's like, well, at least you can like go out in the world and be a sword fighter. Like I'm a girl, so I can never be like a great swords master. Not like in sense of her skills, in sense of like going out into society and doing that. And then she falls down the stairs and dies.
Okay, well, you were completely truthful in that, but when you put it that way, okay, maybe that is a little stupid.
Well, that's how it feels, because it immediately happens like that. Like, they have that conversation, and then, like, 20 minutes later, she's like, oh, I'm falling down the stairs and dying. And then Zoro promises... I'm sorry. And then Zoro promises that he will become the world's greatest swordsman in her honor.
And takes her sword.
And takes her sword because he asks her dad, and her dad, in his grief, just goes, yeah, I guess so.
So fucked up when you put it like that, but you know that's honestly how it is. I can't even really refute that.
I just hate the suddenness of it. Like, it's so like trying to get an emotional manipulative rise out of you by being like, oh, she's fucking dead now. So yeah, that's why I don't like it. It happens too suddenly. And I was like laughing while reading it, and Brant was like, "You bastard, you're laughing at a child dying." And I was just like, well, it's set up like it's supposed to be comedic because of how quick the pace is. So that's my viewpoint on Zoro's backstory.
But all right, so Luffy frees Zoro, gives him his swords, and Zoro then promises Luffy that if they survive this, he will join his crew, but only under the condition that Luffy will in no way interfere with his wish to become the world's greatest swordsman. Yeah, the world's greatest swordsman. And Luffy refutes that as long as he doesn't get in the way of him becoming the king of pirates, which I think is a cute moment. I like that little dialogue exchange a lot.
Well, it's also like Zoro becoming a better swordsman can really only help Luffy.
No, exactly. Well, that's kind of the thing with all these characters that we meet, is that them going along and increasing their skills only obviously benefits Luffy. But a little bit of fighting happens between Axehand Morgan, the Marines, Luffy, and Zoro. It leads to Helmeppo holding a gun to Kobe's head and telling Luffy that he's gonna blow his fucking brains out if he doesn't stop. And Luffy calls his bluff very well, and he fucking pistol punches him as hard as he can in the face. And in the meantime,
I swear to God, some of these risks that Luffy better takes, they better like have some semblance of consequence at some point, because he always does bullshit like this where he's just like, I don't know, I'm just gonna take the risk, and it's like it always works out for him every fucking time.
Yeah, this is like the first big instance of that.
Yeah,
because I mean, I guess Helmeppo is a pussy, so I don't think he would have shot him either. Yeah. But I do get what you're saying with that.
Didn't they fucking slaughter Morgan?
Well, yeah, so
like a pig.
Zoro cuts Morgan up into bits, and sends him off to jail.
And I guess he's still alive.
Yeah, he sends him off to jail. He goes to jail.
What they don't say that in there. They just leave him there.
No, I know, but in a Q&A later, that's what Morgan or Oda says.
I was gonna say on this point though, this is another problem I have artistically.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to bring this up.
Yeah, is that in some of the action so far, and I noticed it a little further into some arcs, some of the action is just not shown. And so I did not know whether Morgan was dead or alive. And it seems like none of the audience knew that until Oda answered it in like a Q&A. Mm-hmm. And I just don't like that. I don't like that some of the action is hidden from me, because it's like most of the stuff the manga that I really like, that I read, like Tokyo Ghoul, and I just read fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! So those are my points of reference. But all the action is shown. It's so clear exactly the movement that is happening. But I was just confused. And I was confused earlier, too, in a scene where Luffy hits Kobe, because they don't show Kobe being hit in the art frame. And you only know Kobe got hit because he goes, owie, me got hit.
Oh, the joke bit where he's being, like, annoying or whatever?
Yeah.
But that's supposed to be, like, a comedy cut where it's, like, they do in anime all the time where all of a sudden characters going, ow, like a lady character hits them over the head. And
yeah, but usually you don't do that in a manga. Usually they do that in animation to save on the budget, because you can do a little black frame with stars around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I get that, but it is supposed to be the same thing. It just for you, like for me, too much I don't care, but it just doesn't work for you because it doesn't work in still frames for you, which is fair.
I just want the still frames to be really dynamic. And at this point in One Piece, which is fine because it's the very beginning, One Piece is not dynamic at all in the beginning.
I wouldn't say not at all.
Well, my problem too is there's not even like backgrounds drawn a lot of the time. A lot of the time it will just be a white background with like behind what's happening. And to me that's not dynamic at all.
Well, but I'm just more questioning your phrase. You're saying not at all. That means there's no dynamicy whatsoever in this at all.
Clearly you can follow panel to panel what is happening. I shouldn't say at all because then we couldn't even do this review because you wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're making it. I'm just questioning your
I'm just saying
clarification of phrasing.
Yeah, I'm saying there's very little flow at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. When is it? But you just seem it's mostly when it's the action is the problem for you. It seems.
Yeah, I have a big problem when you're writing an action story and the action doesn't look good.
Yeah, no, and that's fair.
Yeah,
but yeah.
There's the bulk of my complaining for today.
But Zoro and Luffy after the victory. Go back to the house of the little girl who's...
This is my favorite part.
Is it?
Yeah.
Then you can take it over if you'd like. They're at the house of the mother who's giving them some food.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what happens there.
Oh, well, they're talking to Kobe and about how they're going to leave.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Marines show up.
Oh, yeah, the Marines show up. And they're so they're like, Kobe, do it, join the Marines, Queen. And so he goes for it, even though they question him not very enthusiastically about whether he's in cohorts with the pirates or not. And he goes, no, I'm gonna be a captain in the Marines. And they go, fair enough. Okay, you join the Marines.
Well, no, remember, they don't believe Kobe at his words completely at first until Luffy gets in a faux fight with him.
Yeah.
Which shows that Luffy is not just a dumb character.
Yeah,
it's
he's a little smart.
No, he's very smart when it comes to protecting people he cares about.
Yeah.
He likes without anyone even knowing, he stages a faux fight with Kobe. And Kobe doesn't even know it's a faux fight, but it is.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like they're at odds.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter, though, because at the end, when Luffy and Zoro are leaving, Kobe is, like, waving bye-bye and, like, crying and saluting them. And then all the Marines show up behind Kobe, and they're like, yeah, no, we knew the whole time, like, they were your friends, but it's fine. We'll salute them, too, and then... we'll just forget this ever happened.
Yeah, it's cute though.
It is cute. I like it.
I like that they thank him because they were all so scared of Axe and Morgan.
Yeah.
Like they're all thankful to these two people.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the little joke at the end where the main Marine, he's like, we can no longer have dinner for the next 2 weeks because we saluted to pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, that part's fun. I like that.
But then Zoro and Luffy just go floating off.
Yep.
To find their next adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the end of Romance Dawn.
Yep.
Wait
till next week till they get sucked in another wormhole.
Yeah, until Luffy goes to the third dimension.
Yeah.
I guess what are your closing thoughts about the arc, and what do you I know we've read quite a bit further, but what are your hopes for the future?
My closing thought is Luffy is actually coming to the third dimension. And that's true. That's on God. Because that live action One Piece shit is coming out.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Anyhow.
We'll have to watch that and actually like review it.
Yeah, we'll watch it. That'll be interesting.
It'll probably be really bad.
It'll be really bad. We watched the Full Metal live action.
But that was a movie. At least like with that, it's like it's got a point where it's over. This is a show.
Yeah.
With probably like hour-long episodes.
But anyway, back to the arc. The arc is short, sweet, does what it needs to do, doesn't necessarily hook me.
I think it's a good setup though
Yeah,
for what's to come.
yeah. But like I was saying, pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's really good. I don't think we're gonna do a rating of this. Usually we do
No.
ratings, but how the fuck do you rate an arc? We can rank them at some point, but
Yeah.
on like what's better. But
That's about all I got to say though.
yeah, that's about all I have to say about Romance Dawn. I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. I do very, very much appreciate it. I apologize how long it has taken to get to this point, but now that we are here, we should be doing more reviews more consistently, I would think. We have some ideas in the burner, and we obviously are going to do more of these One Piece arcs because we're quite a bit further than this. But yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Any goodbyes from the peanut gallery over here, dude?